Welcome to MXGP 3, as we're here with one of the best MXGPs, actually the best MXGP game that ever exists, and one of the best motocross games to ever exist. Definitely in the top 3, for me at least. We're going to be driving at the Netherlands, I don't know how, Valkenswaard? I don't know. One of the tracks I like as well. I like this track, and we're gonna do 2 races, both 10 laps. We're doing the MXGP class first, and then we're doing the MX2 class after. I should have done it the other way around, but I didn't do it like that. But you know, we're Tim Geyser, and hopefully we can. We're all in the hardest difficulty too, which nice. Also because I can actually play this game correctly. It's a little laggy here on the start, but I think that's once we get going, you know, iron out a little bit. So as we see here, we're on the first lap. Once we get by this, like about the 3rd lap, so you're going to see that we actually have terrain deformation, which is why this game is the best motocross game, or one of the best, and also why this is the best MXGP game. That's what I meant to say, because it's the only one with terrain deformation. I mean, at Pro somewhat has it. 24 is, like I said, it's a weird one where they have berms to make it seem like it does when it really doesn't. 2019, it has like it looks cool, but it doesn't really work. And then 20 and 21 just doesn't work at all. And then obviously with 2 and 1, it was just you driving on dirt surface. That's all it was. No ruts. There was like a little bit, but it wasn't anything to like get crazy about, I would say. Well, this game was like the only one that you could actually rail the ruts and even rail corners to begin with. And hopefully, I really hope that MX26 is in the right direction. Not completely top 3 best motocross game, but like the top 10. If it can be in top 10, I think it's a great game. If it's below that, then I think it's mediocre. If it's beyond the top 20, which I don't even know if we have really 20 games to go based off of, then it's just kind of just garbage. And you've seen me already a couple times already hook into some ruts, rail some of the berms. Like right there, you hooked into the rut. Didn't even have to really stop. You kind of had to just lift off a little bit, get hooked, and then hit the gas. Unlike in GP24, where if you even had just too much throttle, you just go straight through the berm, through the rut, I should say, or even the berm, and you're not sliding all over the place. Like you would slide in hard corners that don't have ruts, and that's pretty realistic. Because I would have in real life, you would have to power slide through a corner with no ruts. But where there is a rut, you're pretty much tracking the entire track, have a lot of grip, not sliding everywhere. But now that I come back to this game, I don't know if it's just because I haven't played this game in a while, or the AI are actually just that good, but it seems like the AI are pretty good. They're a lot more competitive than 24. If I didn't keep crashing that last 2 laps, I would have probably would have been close to winning, if not winning, by just barely. Here, I'm probably not going to catch back up to the lead, even with these 10 laps. I don't know, Fabri is still here, or Fabri is still racing. I know that, obviously. He's in this game too. Hurley's still racing. He's actually in the MX2 Cup, or in an MX2 series in this game. That's how long ago this happened. This is a 9-year-old game. Gonna be 10 next year. God, it's just so much better. You can just rail the ruts. You don't slide off of them, pass through the newly made ruts from the actual game's terrain deformation. Like, it's just so much better. I don't know why they didn't stick with this terrain deformation and even make it just better with every addition. Because even in Supercross 1, it seems like there's just like a teensy bit of like hint of it being left over. Same with Pro. And then after 2, it just became a visual effect that you could just straight pile through. Even then, you still have a lot more grip besides 2019. Even though it's cool looking, the terrain deformation, you can kind of feel it, but it doesn't do anything grip-wise. And that's where it falls apart. Oh, I didn't remember Supercross 4. Supercross 4 is down with MXGP 2019. That game was just trash, if I remember. Or if I didn't remember to include that to the list. Probably put up a list eventually of what I was talking about. If I didn't already in the video. Okay, we got Bobber Chef right here. Okay. Should have probably checked up there. Or scrubbed one of the two. Again, I'm not the perfect rider in this game. I used to when I used to play this game when it first came out. I used to be pretty good even at my young age. Even then, if you lean back, you can gain traction. In MXGP 24, you can't like even manipulate the rider on the ground, and you can't like manipulate the traction at all with that. And that's why that game is also just straight up trash. Again, another thing that's just trash about that game. While every milestone game you can do that, where you can lean back in the corners, lean forward. Pretty much doing everything you can to get around a corner rather than just turn the stick. No. We're gonna get 6th. At least I didn't lose too many more positions after all those mistakes. I can't remember what nation this race was in. I'm stupid. But is it the Czech Republic? Or is that the no, that's not the Russian flag. Is it the Russian? No, this is definitely the Czech Republic. There's no way it's not. But here's one thing I gotta show you. Look at all the smoke. Look at those flags actually waving. Look at the people like excited. You're gonna see some. I'm pretty sure you would see some nation flags, like different nation flags here soon. Like, this is what I was talking about with 24. The crowd just seems dead in 24. While in this game, they seem not a lot more alive, but they seem more lively than in that game by a mile. Like, they're way more exhilarant. There you go. See, there's a flag right there. He's waving that thing. Told you they'd be waving flags and stuff. Like, give me some of that. You know, it doesn't happen much in this game. Try to have them throw flags around or have posters or stuff like their favorite driver or nation or something. Like, the crowd needs to be alive too, because it doesn't. This game doesn't, or these games don't work well when the crowd doesn't, you know, cooperate as well. Getting a little lag. I don't know what that's all about. Whoa! A little bit of an AI glitch there. I do remember sometimes AI would kind of freak out on some tracks in certain areas on certain laps. I don't think this track, I don't remember if this track has a very aggressive terrain deformation. I mean, already it seems like it doesn't have as much as where we were before. Yeah, I already kind of forgot. 'Cause my brain don't work. Get up here. pause again. And we're gonna have a good run up the hill. As we kind of lost the lead downhill. But we're back. Another thing about this game is, I believe this is the only milestone game to have 125 two-strokes in the game without it being a DLC or something stupid like that. Where is the button? I'm trying to find... It's not that one, I know that. It's clutch. Where is the button? Probably be able to change the camera. Oh. That's right. There we go. Also one of the games where I can actually run first person. 24 is just garbage. No weird movement. Just simple. Even with the whips, it feels simple. Doesn't seem out of hand. Oh, thank God there's a berm there. Alright, we're 4 to go now. Pretty big lead. Yeah, this game, it just feels way better than 24. Like, it's not even close about how much better it feels. Especially with any MXGP game that has ever came out, or even the Supercross games besides Supercross 1. Like I said, it's the same tier list wise. This is one of the best out of Supercross and MXGP series. These two games are just way better. Way better, more fun. No stupid problems that cause a game to just be ugly, like 24. Or Supercross 4 and MXGP 2019. Supercross 6 and 5, I mean, also just trash. Oh god. That was one mistake I've made so far in this race. I had to actually reset from instead of stay on the track and keep running. You can see, I believe, that those red marks are the scan data from this track, I believe. Here there is some weird underlying problem or a terrain deformation issue there. Because you can see red lines off up to the start finish line, and then you can see them just barely popping up everywhere here. I don't know what that's all about, but maybe it's the track scan, maybe it's not. Maybe the deformation just gets lower and just gets too low at some points of the track compared to other tracks, and maybe that's why it's really the only track I notice it on. Honestly, it was the only other track that I was on, but honestly, I kind of forgot what track I was on to begin with. Yeah, you're gonna see it right here. You see that big line right there? The red line here? I believe that's the scanning. Now again, I could be wrong, but anyway, this game is still like, even with that issue and a couple of problems with this game, it's still the best MXGP game by 700 miles, like, compared to at least 24. 21, 20, and Pro are very close, and then 2 and 1 are close, but not very close, and then 2019, 24 are just gone. They don't exist. This is just too much better. We're gonna win the race as long as we don't make another mistake, and it feels like if we do just one mistake, we will still win. Yeah, they're pretty far back in this 250 class. It feels like the MX2 class doesn't have much of a fight compared to the 450s. Here I'm just trash with 450s. And we're gonna come up to the start straight the final time. Get through the first corner for the final time. Hit that rut. We're gonna come up to the start finish line, win this MXGP3 race, in the best game, or the best MXGP game ever. Pretty sure it was a podium celebration or something, if I remember correctly. No, not at all. Okay, cool. Well, that'll be the end. Probably gonna play all our MXGP games at some point.